All right, we are back with another Pick'em video. It is Friday, November 7th in the NBA. We got a bunch of games going on, so definitely a lot of plays that I'm liking. Gonna try to make this one a little bit quicker than usual because I am on the road. I'm in a hotel room right now, and I don't know the internet situation, the upload speed, I don't know what it is, so I'm gonna try to keep it as short as possible, to be totally honest. But all the same research went into making the plays. I might just speed up the reasoning on the video. But we're gonna go over the recap like we always do, then we'll get into plays for today. So if that sounds cool, leave the video a like, comment something down below, and subscribe if you're new, all those good things. Let's hop in the recap. So jumping into the recap of yesterday's video picks, we were coming off 3 winning days in a row, which is probably why I gave you guys 3.5 picks on a 1-game slate. Probably stupid in hindsight, but Bogdanovich comes through for us. Los Angeles Clippers money line looked horrible. I blame that on Bradley Beal. Luckily, I didn't bet on that guy because he sucks. And yeah, minus 23 in that game. I think that affected John Collins. That's going to be my excuse here. 17.5 points, 19.5 points. We threw a little, 1-unit total on this, and he ends with 13, but only plays 23 minutes in that game. So bad reads maybe on these guys. I think John Collins, if he gets 30 minutes, maybe gets there. That was kind of the idea here. Clippers money line, it was a plus money play for a reason. Then Bogdanovich, he hits. So best day in the world? No. Worst day in the world? No. It's kind of a wash here, 1-game slate. Let's move on. Let's get a winning day going into today because we got a jam-packed Friday night. So hopping into props madness now, like we always do. This is the research tool I use to find a lot of my plays. Really fun to use. One of the cheapest in the industry. Definitely check it out. Link in the description down below. And I'm going to start with Scotty Barnes here, under 1.5 3-pointers made. And you're going to hate it, obviously, based on what we're seeing for the hit rate. 75% of games he's gone over this, but he has played the Hawks once, and he had 0 3-pointers made in that game. He also shot 0 threes in that game in 32 minutes. So that's something I like to see, and we're going to break that down in a second here. But obviously, you guys are looking at the hit rate, and you're like, oh, this is a horrible play. If you're someone that likes to look at hit rates, which sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't think it tells the whole story, because he's shooting ridiculous percentage. You can see 2 for 4, 3 for 5, 2 for 4, 4 for 7. Didn't get there, but only shot 4. Did shoot 8 in this game and shot 3 for 8. And then 3 for 5. So you can see the 3-pointers attempted so far this season, 4.6. That's not very far off from his last year's season average of 4.3. And you can see the hit rate from last year's, last few games or whatever you want to look at the entire season, over in 35.4% of games. So he's not an amazing 3-point shooter. He also doesn't shoot them when he doesn't have to. And now let's look at the matchup because, again, he shot 0 threes against his Hawks team already this season. This is a matchup that Scotty can absolutely attack the rim and get to the rim. He's not going to have to settle for the 3-pointers. So transition, 26th ranked there. You can see spot up shooting. That's where he's getting these threes. They rank 5th in defending that. Free throws, he can do that. 22nd ranked there. Pick and roll man, 24th ranked there. So a lot of the different ways he's scoring, spot up's the worst case scenario. And Scotty Barnes is not a guy that's going to take you off the dribble and shoot a step back 3. He's pretty much only going to shoot a 3 when he's wide open and he gets a spot up opportunity, which they limit. So I love to see that he could have a good scoring game inside or whatever it might be. He probably will want to be attacking the basket because he can take advantage of that. And I don't think he's going to have to be settling for threes. Do I think he's going to shoot 0 threes again? No, but I don't think he's going to shoot 8. And maybe if he shoots 4, he's still got to shoot 50% to beat us here, which he hasn't been a 50% 3-point shooter in his career. So I like Scotty's under. He's been very, very hot to start the season. I just don't think he's going to get the opportunities. Even if he shoots, again, 4 3-pointers, he shot 0 the last matchup in 32 minutes. He's going to be trying to score in different ways. So I like Scotty's under, 1.5 3-pointers, minus 110 right now on BetMGM for the first play of the video. And then just one more data point before we move off Scotty Barnes. This is looking at the last 30 games he's played where he's playing a defense that's number 8 through 1 in spot-up shooting. This Hawks team without Trae Young has been 5th in terms of spot-up shooting allowed. We like to see that. And he's only over this in 33% of games. So another good data point there. Teams that are difficult spot-up defenses, he struggles to get the 3-pointers because he's not settling for those shots. Moving to the second play here, I'm taking Banchero under his 4.5 assists, minus 125 on ESPN bet. Now, obviously, the last few games he's been diming up, but the potential assists versus the assists has been very high conversion rate. 11 potential assists, he got 8 assists here. Didn't get there. 9 assists, 13 potential assists. 10 potential assists, 7 assists. So the conversion rate's been really, really high, and I think that's showing a skewed graph. Now we can see how the Celtics play defense. They really run people out of the middle. They crowd the middle, and they're not allowing 3-pointers, but they're definitely crowding the middle and making it harder to score inside. Where they get killed inside is only pretty much on putback opportunities, which are not assisted, and then they send guys to the free throw lines a lot. So they haven't been allowing a lot of assists interiorly, which is where a lot of these assists are coming from. And then they're also not a very good team, or they don't allow a lot of spot-up opportunities either. So a lot of spot-up opportunities are going to be assisted to. You can see, I'll just go to his points just to kind of see it. Spot up opportunities, they rank 8th there. So isolation, another thing they're not allowing a whole lot of assists from. They're not allowing a whole lot of points from. Isolation, spot up, those are easy assists to get. The Celtics not allowing that. Other easy assists to get inside. They're not allowing a whole lot of scoring other than like offensive putback and things like that. So that's where the Celtics have been killed inside. Other than that, they've not been allowing a whole bunch of points inside. And I think it's going to be a little bit more difficult for Paolo to get some assists, especially converting on these like very, very good percentages. I think they're taking advantage of defenses that are not amazing in interior defense. The Hornets are not amazing, the Hawks, and then he did get there against the Pistons, who are a good interior defense. But again, 10 potential assists, 7 assists on that game. So I like the potential on the under here a lot more than the over, and I think it's going to be a difficult one for Paolo. Maybe he scores a little bit, maybe gets a bunch of free throws. I think it's going to be harder for the assists. And then real quick, similar guys in positions that have had similar lines to them. Keontae George had 3. Durant only had 1 assist, and you can see the potentials aren't very high either. Trey Murphy did get over. He crept over with 5, and then Herb Jones had 0 here. So Tobias Harris did get there, 2.5 assist line. This is a 4.5 assist line. So I'm liking to see, guys like Kevin Durant, Keyshawn George, even Trey Murphy crept over there. So I don't mind the looks there, especially these guys in positions that are like Paolo, not getting the assists. Again, doesn't look great the past few games, but we can see he has some of these stinkers in the past. And even last year against the Celtics, totally different team. He didn't get there in many games against the Celtics. So it's a good data point to look at. Again, totally different team. They're not allowing a whole bunch of spot up. They're not allowing a whole bunch of interior shots. That's kind of the Celtics' MO. Make people beat you in the mid-range, send people to the free throw line. You're not going to get many assists in those areas. Move along to the third play. I like Cade Cunningham under 27.5 points, minus 118 on BetMGM. And first of all, I'm going to point to the blowout potential. Now, it is a 10.5 point spread. The Nets get blown out a decent amount. If Cade doesn't play in the fourth quarter, obviously going to be harder for him to get to his points line. But we can't bet on the blowout scenario. So let's say there's not a blowout scenario, and it's a difficult matchup for pick and roll ball handlers to score the ball. Ranked number 1. They did this last year too. They were very good at not allowing a whole lot of points for the pick and roll ball handler. And we've seen guys like Tyrese Maxey not get to his line. Stephon Castle, LaMelo Ball, all these guys not getting their line. We saw D. Mitch, but that was a game without Darius Garland. D. Mitch obviously has to pick up some slack here. And the other things I want to point to is Cade can absolutely dime the ball when he needs to and when he can. Transition, 30th ranked. That's a lot of assist opportunities. Spot up, 30th ranked. That's a lot of assist opportunities. So other guys might be in a much better situation to score the ball. And if Cade's getting the pick and roll ball handling, they're not allowing him to score, he's going to make the right pass. So we got blowout potential, which is a great indicator here. And we also got an opportunity for Cade to pass the ball a whole lot. You can look at his assists. I'm just going to fade his under 27.5 points because of that blowout potential. And it just goes, both ways. If he doesn't play the fourth quarter, that's big for us. If he does play the fourth quarter, difficult matchup for him to score anyway, and much better opportunities for other guys to score. So I'm liking Cade under 27.5 points. I know I'm running through this quickly, but again, the upload speed in this hotel room, I'm not sure what it's going to be, so trying to make this as quick as possible. Let's move on to CJ McCollum under his 14.5 points, minus 118 on Caesars right now. We attacked the same line against the Celtics. He didn't come close, and we can also see this season he's not shooting that much. 10 shots, 1 of 10, 0-4 from 3, 9 shots, 22%. 1 of 6 from 3, and the minutes have been low. I think he's losing minutes to a lot of these younger guys. Now, Keyshawn George is questionable. I hope he does play. I think that would be a bad thing if Keyshawn George doesn't play. CJ McCollum maybe gets a bump in minutes, maybe a bump in shots, but they're definitely running these younger guys, especially in blowout situations like this. This is a 14-point spread. If it's a blowout, CJ's not going to be the guy that's playing, near at the end of this game. So you do got the blowout potential, which is a good thing for an under here. But even in a non-blowout potential situation, he just hasn't been shooting well. So I'll kind of ride this woe of CJ McCollum not shooting well. He hasn't been getting a ton of minutes either. A lot of these games have been blowouts. We know this team can get blowout. The Wizards are not very good. And even in the games he's going over, this was the one game he shot 20 times. I think those days are over. 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Every other game's been around 25 minutes or less. And he hasn't been shooting. Again, 4 of 14, 2 of 8. He's averaging 12 field goals attempted per game. If you go back and look at all the games, and you can see obviously much bigger role last year, 10 to 14 times shooting, field goals attempted per game. He's only over in 31% of those games. So it's going to be difficult for him to get the shots up. He has not been shooting that much. Even if he shoots 14 times, 10 to 14 field goals attempted, he's only over in 31% of games. We got the blowout situation. It's a good matchup for him to score, I will say, in terms of spot up. Not good matchup for him to score in terms of pick and roll ball handling, which is 22% of his shots. If he knocks down 3 threes early, this line might be cooked. But I think it's going to be difficult for him. You get the blowout situation. The Cavs defense overall is typically pretty good. They're allowing a lot of spot up opportunities. He's been in shooting well, so I'll kind of ride that. If he shoots, again, very well to start the game, we might be cooked. He usually does start in these games. If he comes out hot, we got to live with that. But I think it's a much more opportunity for him to stay under. The shots have not been there, and they haven't been falling. So I'm going to fade CJ again. minus 118. Under 14.5. And then moving into our final video pick, Ware. They're going to be the starting center for the Miami Heat here without Bam Adebayo in the lineup. Going up against the Charlotte Hornets, I love this play. I think he's going to get 27 to 30 minutes in this game. Right now, Props Madness says 25 to 35. I like that even better, actually. And we've seen Ware, especially last year, in the time he got on the court, when he got a lot of minutes, he can absolutely crush this line. I'm looking at points and rebounds, 24.5. Over that, minus 110 on FanDuel right now. And he's got a good matchup to do this. Where does he score? He's shot a few threes this year. He's been doing some above the break stuff on spot up opportunities. They're bad to spot up, and they're also bad to above the break, 29th there. He also scores inside. The majority of his points, 43% of his shots come right inside. So right inside and above the break threes, both weak spots for the Charlotte Hornets so far this season. You can kind of see it going into this graph. You can see defensive rank to DPT. That's his dominant player type. That's the spot up, 21st. DSZ, restricted zone, 22nd. Defensive rating in general, 24th overall. So all good signs here against the Charlotte Hornets. Now he gets this starting role, which we haven't seen him do this season, but we saw a couple games last year, and he can absolutely, rack up some points, rack up some rebounds pretty quickly. Now he did play against the Charlotte Hornets already this season. They won that game by 27 points. He didn't get there. He only had 23 points and rebounds, but he got very close, and he shot 4 of 13 from that game. That's not typical. The games he's going over, 8 of 12 and 4 of 6. It's because he does a lot of his work in the restricted area. He does get to the free throw line a decent amount too. So I don't mind this at all. I think he's going to get the time in the court. Again, 25 to 35 minutes is the projected minutes right now. I'd love to see that. You can see the RotoWire projection has him at 27. That's about the same as I'm looking at. I love this matchup for him. Starting center position. I think he's going to be able to do it. Last year, obviously didn't get this whole bunch. When you look at the minutes though, let's say, again, 27 to 35 minutes. He's going to be over this in about 50% of those games, but starting center, no Bam Adebayo. He played 4 games last year without Bam Adebayo, and he was over there in 3 of 4 games. So it's a good matchup. We've got some decent history here, and I think he's going to get the time in the court, and he'll be able to hopefully dominate down low, maybe hit a 3 for us. That'd be great too. And now hopping into the recap here, Scotty Barnes under his 3-pointers, 1.5, minus 110 on BetMGM, took a unit on that. All these are 1-unit plays. Banchero under his 4.5 assists, minus 125 on ESPN. Cunningham under his points, 27.5, minus 118 on BetMGM. Then we got CJ McCollum points under 14.5 on Caesars, minus 118. And they're only over for the day. Apologize about that, but sometimes just the values on the unders. Ware over points and rebounds, 24.5, minus 110 on FanDuel. So that's going to do it for me. Thanks for watching. Again, sorry for me kind of running through this very quickly, but hopefully we found some winners in there, and I will see you guys in the next one. Like the video, comment, all those good things. Check out Props Madness. That was a tool I was using. Check out Dabble. I guess I'll shout out Dabble. RichDFS is my code. I use it all the time. You can sign up. You get $25 free for signing up using my code. Link in the description down below. And join my Discord if you want all access to all my plays, where I send out a lot of my plays. Good community over there as well. All those are in the links in the description down below. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Good luck with all your bets. Have a good Friday. Peace out.